Hey, welcome to Devos of the Week. I'm Pastor Paul Doherty, and this week we're talking about end times, and we're looking at Matthew 24, verse 6 through 7. The disciples were really concerned talking to Jesus, asking these questions. When will the end come? How will we know when you're going to return one day, and when the rapture is going to happen, and when tribulation is going to happen, when the Antichrist is going to come? And they had heard about these prophecies. They had heard Jesus talk about it. And Jesus said, hold on, guys. Let me just tell you, let me answer some of your questions. And so one of the things he says in verse 6 of Matthew 24, he says, listen, there's going to be wars. There's going to be rumors of wars. Don't be afraid. He says all of these things must happen. They must come to pass. But he said it's still not the end yet. And oftentimes we look at wars that are happening and we think it must be the end. Well, Jesus says, hold on. It's not yet. I mean, those are hints. Those are clues. But it hasn't happened yet. And then he goes on to say this, verse 7, nation will rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there will be famines, pestilences, and earthquakes in various places. He says this is just the beginning of the birth pains. And I want to tell you this right now because sometimes we can live in fear, we can live in depression, we can be overwhelmed thinking, I'm seeing on the news, Paul, there's all kinds of chaos, bad stuff happening. How am I supposed to live by faith? How am I supposed to trust that God's going to take me out of here, or that I'm not going to, walk through this intense persecution? Well, we know this. We know that as long as our faith is in Jesus Christ, whether we live or we die, it's good. We walk in victory. Paul said it like this, to live is Christ and to die is gain. We don't need to fear death. We don't need to fear pestilence. We don't need to fear sickness. We don't need to fear persecution. We have a greater one inside of us that no matter what we walk through, we're going to get through it victoriously. And in the end, Satan doesn't win. In the end, we are the victors. Jesus wins. In the end of this book, we know the victory belongs to Jesus. So that means we don't have to be afraid when we start hearing rumors of wars, when we start seeing things happen on the news and we realize, we're getting closer to the end. We can say, God, I thank you. You keep me in perfect peace. Lord, I thank you. I'm not afraid. I'm trusting in you. To live as Christ, to die as gain. I'm not afraid of death. I'm not afraid of persecution. I'm going to keep my eyes on you, Jesus. I'm going to trust in you. Hey, listen, God is for you. He's not against you. He's with you. He's not abandoned you. And He's inside of you, which means there's power to overcome whatever you face. Your best days are not behind you. They're in front of you. God's not finished with you yet. We love you. Walk in victory this week. We'll see you next week right here on YouTube at Devos of the Week. God bless you.